so much tech, so much time because of Rona. So in this video, I'm gonna be showing you some of my favorite tech, stuff that has basically been keeping me relatively sane during this pandemic. So let's get into it. Greetings, Aqua fam. It has been Aqua. So if you're not subscribed already, you know what to do. Smash the like button on this video. Leave me a comment to let me know what you're up to during quarantine, and check out my music, check out my shop. I'll link to everything in the description below so you can help support. So there's so many things that I've been using. I have iPads, I have headphones, and I have the Nintendo Switch, etc. And there's just so many things that I've been using during quarantine that really have benefited not only my mental health, but my just pure sanity. Number one is actually my 2019 MacBook Pro. One thing that I've been doing a lot during quarantine is working on music. I've been working on a bunch of covers especially, and just trying to stay motivated to create, which can also be its own task during quarantine. And my MacBook Pro 2019 has held up really well this year. I don't really feel like I need the 2020 version of the MacBook Pro. This 2019 MacBook Pro still has the version of the keyboard that a lot of people didn't like. This is right before they replaced it with the newer, better keyboard, but honestly, I don't feel like this keyboard has done me wrong. I actually really enjoy using this keyboard. Like, I wouldn't say it's the most comfortable keyboard because the keys are so flat, but I do enjoy the little strip of fun over here to like type in emojis and that kind of thing. And it actually has been quite useful for music making. I really enjoy this MacBook Pro, and it's still holding up really well. I'm able to edit 4K video on it totally smoothly. This isn't even the top tier MacBook Pro. This is like basically the base model. I still really love this machine. I make all my music and most of my videos using this machine. And I love how small it is, compact. I do wish it did have, you know, a little bit more connectivity, but dongle life really isn't that bad. It's totally manageable. Kudos to the 2019 MacBook Pro. Kudos is a word that I don't use except in my YouTube videos. I don't know what that's about, but let's keep going. Okay, so let's talk about headphones, because during quarantine, I've just been living and swimming and breathing into my headphones. And these particular ones are the Sony WH-1000 XM3s. I have so many different pairs of headphones. However, I was like, I need a good, really solid pair of noise canceling headphones. I live with somebody, I have dogs, there's a lot of noises and, you know, laundry going and this and that. When you're working out of your house and you're trying to edit video, for example, and you just hear all these noises, for me, I get really distracted super easily. Like, I'll just hear one thing and be like, what was that? What was that? These noise canceling headphones keep me in the moment of what I'm working on, or they really just draw me into the music that I'm listening to. Not only do these have really, really awesome noise canceling, they also have really good sound quality. So I actually use these as my main wireless monitoring situation when I'm working on music. I'll be deep into the void that is music creation using Ableton Live on my MacBook, and I'll have these connected to Ableton Live so I can hear what I'm doing without hearing a bunch of environmental noises, and I can really hear what's going on. And I know Sony is talking about releasing the XM4s, the upgraded version of these, so I'm really curious to see what they do in terms of what the hell they put into these things to make them even better. So if I don't feel like using my over-the-ear headphones, I'll actually use these pair of wireless Bluetooth headphones, which are the Soundcore Liberty Pro 2. And these were sent to me by Soundcore, which is a company that's produced by Anker, a company that makes really awesome cables for iPhones and Android and this and that. These headphones are fantastic. They sound so good. They're not super expensive. I think they're around $100 on Amazon. I'll leave a link to all this stuff in the description below, by the way. Not only do they sound really good, they have like some of the deepest bass I've ever heard on a pair of Bluetooth earbuds. When you put them in your ear, they do jet out a little bit, so you can kind of see what I'm talking about a little bit. They're not the smallest of earbuds, but they have really, really good battery life. The sound quality is excellent on these things. Not as good as the Sony's, but they definitely sound like high quality headphones. It has USB-C charging. I love this case that instead of like opening the top, you actually slide it up. It has this really just beautifully designed magnet mixed with physical mechanism that opens it and closes it. And it just feels like a really quality pair of earbuds. So I highly recommend these if you're on more of a budget than something like these Sony headphones, which are retail like $300, $350. So thank you Soundcore/Anker for sending me the Liberty Pro 2 earbuds. These are really awesome. So let's talk about entertainment. And this is kind of a mixture of a few different devices, but I'll start with Nintendo Switch. Obvi, Nintendo Switch has been like so vital to me. Like basically, you see Tetris right here, Tetris 99. I've been playing Tetris 99 like obsessively during quarantine. When you have an online Switch account, you get Tetris 99 for free, and basically it's like insanity playing Tetris versus 99 other people in the world, and it's like rapid fire. If you have an overactive imagination and brain that just doesn't seem to calm down, especially with all this stuff going on in the world, I love me some Tetris. I love me some Nintendo Switch. You know, I play a little Mario Kart as well because that's amazing too. But Tetris 99 just like lets me channel all of my brain activity into one thing without me feeling like I'm going absolutely freaking nuts. So yay Nintendo Switch, yay Tetris 99. Okay, so let's talk about Apple devices. If you're a fan of this channel, you know that I am a huge Apple nerd. I would say the device that I've been using the most is probably my iPad mini 5. I also have a 2018 iPad Pro, which is also a freaking beast. But the iPad mini has probably been my main Apple device besides my MacBook Pro. And the reason I use this more than my iPad Pro 2018 and my phone is because it's like the perfect size of like in between a phone when the phone seems a little too small and the bigger iPad Pro. I mean, you can see the size of these two and how different they are. The iPad mini is, you know, pretty considerably smaller than the iPad Pro. And what's cool about the iPad mini too is it's easier for me to type. It's easier for me to, you know, sit on the couch with this thing, and it doesn't feel heavy unless I'm like, you know, on my back or something, then it's way too heavy. But I can hold this thing for a while, and it's just, I don't know, it's just like the perfect, cute, adorable size. It's not too big, it's not too small. It's just the right amount of Apple goodness. I can read on it really nicely. The screen is really amazing. But let's talk about the iPad Pro 2018 because this is also a freaking beast. And I upgraded my iPad Pro 2018 to iOS 14 Beta 2. I got this refurbished version of the iPad 2018. I have been super satisfied with this, but it does feel kind of heavy when I'm sitting on the couch for a while. But usually when I'm using this, I have this little stand that I'll put the iPad on top of. So it's more like a tabletop device, even though you can of course easily just pick it up and, you know, move around with it. But this screen is amazing. I've watched many a TV show and movie on this here device. It's another thing kind of like the MacBook Pro 2019 where I'm like, I don't really think I need the latest version of the iPad. Like this is way more iPad than I probably need. You know, just like editing videos on this thing is super awesome. The thing about this iPad though, which makes me want to use my MacBook more, is this does not have Ableton Live and it does not have Final Cut Pro. Those are two of the main things that I'll actually do on my laptop. I would say my iPad 2018 is more like a media consumption device, and I can do most of, you know, email, texting people, reading the news with this iPad Pro. However, it does feel a little heavy, which is why I use the iPad mini even more, especially during quarantine when I don't have anything better to do than to watch something whimsical and totally cartoony or freaking scary. And here's a wireless keyboard that I use primarily with my iPad Pro. This is the Logitech K811 wireless keyboard. This is an awesome wireless keyboard that enables you to connect to 3 different devices at the same time. You can kind of easily switch with these 3 buttons right here. But this comes really in handy for typing on especially my iPad Pro, where if I'm typing something longer, like a longer email, or I'm writing out, you know, like a Facebook post or something, and I just want, you know, keys, physical keys, this is an awesome keyboard for that. It actually is backlit as well. It might be a little hard to see in this video, but it is backlit, and it actually feels better to use this keyboard than the keyboard on my MacBook Pro. You know, I don't mind using that one, like I said, but this one actually feels better. So I guess I could connect this to my MacBook Pro, but whatever, I use it with my iPad. Awesome keyboard. What else do we have here? I guess I can't not talk about the iPhone 11 Pro. And one thing that this comes really in handy for when I don't want to use my iPad or MacBook, you know, during quarantine, you know, I haven't gone to the gym in a few months. So instead, I just pace around my house a lot. And the size of the iPhone is perfect for that. I'll be reading something on here or listening to a podcast or an audiobook or something, and the phone is the lightest, the smallest, most portable, obviously, device out of all the things that I'm talking about. So iPhone 11 Pro has been vital during quarantine. I do get some questions about how the iPhone 11 Pro has held up since I got it about a year ago. The battery health is at 95%. It's still blazingly fast. I don't really have a lot of complaints about the iPhone 11 Pro. I mean, it's just, the screen is amazing. You know, everything looks good on it. It just feels really smooth. I also upgraded my phone to iOS 14 beta 2, and I really like how clean the iOS 14 beta is, but especially with the music app, there are so many new features. I might even do a whole video about some of my favorite new features on the Apple Music app. The scrolling, everything just feels still like super nice on the iPhone 11 Pro, so I don't really have many complaints about that, even with the beta version of iOS 14 on it. I think this is gonna be the last thing in this video, and that is the Rode NT-USB Mini USB mic. I've talked about this mic before on my channel. It's so small. It has this really nice little base, so thank you to Rode for providing me with this particular microphone, but I love that it's USB-C, so I can plug it directly into my MacBook Pro so I can record podcasts, vocals for songs. It has really great audio quality. I think it's only $100 on Amazon. This is one of the best USB microphones, if not the best USB microphone that I've ever used in terms of portability and quality. It's just built like a freaking tank, and the sound quality is awesome. So really that's it. These are the crazy amounts of tech that I'm surrounded by during quarantine, but these things have really made me feel less like the world is a completely crumbling, just like crappy place. I mean, there's just so many awesome ways that all of this gear has really positively impacted my life. And I'm so grateful to have all these things around me so I can zone out when I need to with these headphones, listen to some music, play some games, you know, work on some music. These things are basically like a little bit of a beacon of light for me, and that really help me feel connected to the world and to my friends and family and to you. And also thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any comments about any of the gear that I talked about here, or if you have your favorite piece of quarantine gear, let me know in the comments. I love reading the comments and I love hanging out with y'all there. Hit me up on Instagram also, and TikTok, search for Ben Aqua. I'll leave a link to all my socials and stuff down below. Stay safe, stay sane, smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, notification bell, you know what to do. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.